President Finney, trustees, Dr. Kolodny, honored guests, faculty and graduates. How honored and proud I am to be an honorary member of the Champlain College class of 2010. This is a very special day, and tomorrow also is going to be a very special day, and I think we all ought to give it up for our mothers. I've written 2 addresses for this occasion. Fortunately, for everyone, President Finney would only let me share with you one of them. The first was pretty much standard commencement fare, lots of soaring rhetoric, inspiring quotes from dead white men, and an exhortation to the graduates to make a difference. Last week I shredded that one. I've chosen instead to share with you a more personal narrative, a narrative that will lay out, hopefully, the things that have been most important in guiding me over the past 68 years, the things that were the real touchstones of my own journey, a journey you're about to begin. I was born December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor Day. And on that day, arguably, America changed forever. An aside, when I was a little boy, 3, 4, 5, on my birthday, of course, everyone was sad, and I thought I had something to do with the Pearl Harbor. Much, of course, has changed since that day, and I believe we are in a similar time of change today. It's a bit unsettling, I know, because I've talked with several of you. But let me use this as an example. As everyone, or as someone personally who loves to fish, I know there are others that would rather be out there on the stream or on the pond right now. As someone who loves to fish, I'm reminded that at this time of year, the best fishing is at ice out. That magical time of year when you wake up in the morning and find that the pond, which the day before was covered with ice, is absolutely clear, totally open. The fishing will be fantastic. And then in a few days, the fishing dies. It goes away. Stays pretty quiet for quite a while, a couple of weeks. And then something remarkable happens. The pond rolls over. The water at the top goes to the bottom, and the water at the bottom comes to the top, bringing with it a rich soup of nutrients and feed. Food for the fish, opportunity for me. This is just such a time. The changes that are evolving bring us great opportunity, truly great opportunity, if we embrace change. Those things that are good, take with you. Those things that are not good, leave them behind. But embrace change. The challenge and this opportunity is here before us. So what did I take with me these past 68 years? First, I would not be standing here today without the unwavering support and love of my family. Marley, my wife, partner, mentor, the love of my life, the wind beneath my wings. My sons, Rob and Adam, and daughter Leah, and grandsons Austin and Anjay, my family. Sounds corny, maybe. Family. Work on it, nurture it. No matter how you may describe your family, trust me, they are important. Secondly, place and community. Friends, colleagues, neighbors, and the land. I grew up in a small town here in Vermont, the town of Cambridge. It was a wonderful community. Everyone seems to know everyone else's business, but everyone also cared. Another aside, if I might. I went to an old home day early on in my presidency up there in Cambridge, and I was talking to a resident, well-educated resident who'd been a college professor. And I asked him why he hadn't become a dean or a college president. He said he would have if he'd known how little it took. The town I grew up in, the college I attended, my church, and most importantly, Champlain College, I have truly been blessed to be part of these communities. Be an active, working, nurturing, respectful, supportive member of your communities. Trust me, you'll receive much, much more than you're ever able to give them. There was an old man standing on a bluff, looking out over the ocean. The beach was there as the tide was rolling out, and in the distance he could see a figure walking down the beach toward him. And every now and then that figure would stop and then move on. As the figure got closer, he could see it was a young boy. The boy would stop, reach down, and throw something into the water. Finally, the young boy was close enough so that the old man could see that he was stopping to pick up one of the hundreds of starfish that had been left behind in the receding tide, and that he was picking that starfish up and throwing it into the ocean. When the boy got close enough, the old man yelled down, "There are hundreds of these starfish on this beach. Throwing one back or a few back won't make any difference." After a minute, the young boy reached down, picked up another starfish, threw it back into the water, and yelled up at the old man, "Made a difference to that one." Be engaged in your community, wherever it is. Be engaged in your community. While I'm on the ocean, let me just take a minute to speak a bit more about place. The other evening, I was sitting on the porch at my house, and I could almost hear the spring peepers that used to sing for us each evening at the farm. They were particularly clear at the farm if you were sitting on the back porch facing the frog pond. My grandsons, Anjay and Austin, have a pond in their backyard too. At the farm, the frog pond was over near the hen house. At least weekly, I used to go over to the pond to catch frogs, try and net shiners, build dams, and even skate in the winter. Anjay and Austin do the same at their pond. They know where the frogs hide, and they have learned how to be quiet, sneak up on them, and catch them with their nets. Hold them gently, and in awe, release them back into the pond. For over 50 years, the farm has been my pond. When I've been away or just wanted to get away, I'd head up on the hill past the sugar house, through the gap in the stone wall, follow the sugar road up to the right, to an open spot at the very top of our mountain. And there I could see Jeffersonville to the east and Cambridge to the west. No sounds except for a scolding squirrel and the faintest sound of cars down below. Looking out on that friendly expanse of village, Mount Mansfield and farm below, I truly was grounded. While not everyone has their own pond nearby or farm to return to, we all have an environment around us to learn from that will ground us in many different ways. Knowledge of one's place and encounters, genuine encounters with it, will give us confidence and promotes in many ways wonder and awe. It can also be our first signal of change. Lastly, this personal but very important observation. There's a Latin phrase, spes elite. Hope motivates. Another word for hope could be faith. It makes no difference what your faith system, the Bible, the Torah, the Quran. I believe that even on this beautiful day, this exciting event, there is a higher purpose in our lives. Something we maybe can't explain, but a higher presence nonetheless. I am always aware of that higher presence. Faith is also important. Family, community, place, and faith. So let me leave you today with a poem my dad wrote some 6 decades ago. It's called Furrows. In the springtime rain and summer sun, the good black earth its work has done to guard the heritage of the meek, and under the plodding farmer's plow, it turns its other cheek. You and I today, we are ready to turn our other cheek. I know you're ready for the next season. The water in the pond is turning. Let me close with this thought, with this wish. Send us out into the world in peace, and grant us the strength and the courage to love and to serve with a gladness and singleness of heart. Shalom.